This is part 2 of me building a 7-figure e-commerce business. Alright, what's going on? My name is George. Welcome to my channel where I talk primarily about dropshipping and e-commerce. This video series was where I decided to build a 7-figure e-commerce business and record every step along the way and share with you guys here on YouTube on my YouTube channel. So if that is something that you're interested in and you want to follow along, then make sure you subscribe to my channel. Alright, so if you haven't seen the first part of the video, I'm going to give a quick recap. So the 7-figure e-commerce business that I'm building is a marketplace for independent artists. Now, if you want a reference, just Google redbubble.com and you're going to find exactly what we are building, but under another brand name, under different colors and fonts, and just having a different platform. But the concept is exactly the same. Okay, now this is part 2. And I want to give a little update on where we are with the project, how far we have moved along, and a couple of things that happened since the last time I made a video about this project. So, many things have changed, and I want to start with the first one. So, the first thing that I wanted to do is I wanted to give the project a name. So I was trying to come up with a name myself. I think I spent around 2 or 3 days brainstorming every day for a couple of hours. And and the best I could come up with was easygin.com. I didn't like that name. It didn't resonate with what we wanted to build, so I decided to hire a freelancer so he can come up with different proposals. Now, the criteria that I set to him was that the .com domain should be available, as well as the Instagram handle should be available, the exact same names. So that's kind of difficult nowadays because many things are taken. So he needed to be creative. Now, he came up with 20 different proposals, and to be honest with you, I didn't like any of them. But since I already spent money, I had to pick one of them. So the one I chose was popknack.com. Knack is a valuable keyword in the domain thingy, so that's kind of okay. I don't resonate too much with the name, but the more I say it, the more familiar it gets to me, and the better the better it sounds in my head. So popknack.com, that is the name of the project. Now it's official. I have registered I bought the domain, I registered the Instagram, I registered YouTube and a couple of other resources that we might need later on down the line. So that is secured. That's what's done. That's the first thing. The second thing is I actually got 2 of my friends join this project. Now, in the last video, I talked about how I was going to hire a web developer to do all the building and stuff. Now, I didn't... Now, I was going to do that, but I kind of put the project aside, and I was just, moving. I was just doing some e-commerce stuff. I was doing YouTube, and an old friend of mine back from, my childhood messaged me on Facebook, and we didn't speak for like 10 years because he moved to Canada, and he messaged me and he was like, hey, let's talk. So we got on a call, we spoke for an hour, and long story short, the next call, I told him about the project I was doing, and he told me that he is working as a web developer in eBay, and I was like, oh wow, that's so cool. Hey, maybe you should join my project. Maybe we should do it together. And he asked me a couple of questions, and basically he said, yeah, sure, I want to join your project. So now I have an old friend of mine who lives now in Canada, Toronto, I think. He works as a web developer in eBay, and he is working together with me on this project, bringing this marketplace to life. I also got another one of my friends to join this project. She is going to be responsible for the design aspect of things. So when I got started with my friend Micha from Canada, we came to realize that we actually need the designs to put everything together, right? So we need to see what we want to build. And we were thinking about, once again, hiring a designer, but we wanted to make this project without spending much of our own money, right? Without investing much. We want to focus the investment side on the marketing, right? Attracting customer base, growing the business. But with the technical, with the design side of things, we don't want to spend too much money on that. So I thought to myself, okay, who do I know? And a friend of mine from Russia, Sonia, came up in my head, and I was like, hey, listen, maybe I should talk to her. So I gave her a call. I explained about the project, and she was like, sure, I want to join too. So now I'm in a place where I started this myself alone, just with an idea, and now I have two of my good friends working with me towards this, together on this project. Micha, my Canadian friend, is taking care of the technical / development side of things. Sonia is taking care of the design side of things, and I'm taking care of the website / marketing / growing the business type of things, right? So we each have our own area of expertise now, and I think this is super cool because 3 people is better than 1 person, because we have this synergy of energy, synergy of ideas, and we can work toward one specific goal, and that is very, very, very exciting. Now, the last update. Now, these are all big news. This happened all in the past. What was it, like a month or 2 months? I don't know. I need to check when the last video was published. But yeah, the last thing was that we was like, okay, we need to start somewhere. So what we decided to start with was we wrote down the minimum viable pages, minimum viable products. So MVP, it's a concept from a book, The Lean Startup, right here. It's actually a very good book. If you haven't read it, make sure you check it out. But basically, Eric Rice, I'm not sure how to pronounce his surname. Sorry, Eric. He talks about a concept called MVP, which is minimum viable product. This is basically where you don't know what's gonna work, so you build the most minimum product, and then you test it out on your customers and see what you need to change. Because basically, what you need to change in order to make it work. Because I think it was Instagram, they started with a completely different thing, and then once they got feedback from their customers, they started to pivot, and they understood that images was that thing that people were attracted in their application. So they quickly pivoted everything towards image sharing, and then they sold to Facebook for 1 billion. And this concept, the MVP concept, is something that we want to implement in this project. So we want to build a minimum viable product for Popnac. We want to have all the basic features like sign up, sell your art, mockup generation, the payment connections and all of that. So basically we want to make sure that the artist is going to be able to sign up to the website, upload his art, create the collection page creates automatically, and then he can send his traffic to our website and people can buy. So that is the most minimum thing, right? We don't take anything else. This is just the minimum, and we want to build that to test whether our hypothesis, whether our initial idea is moving in the right direction. And then once we start moving there, that's when we can start to pivot and see what is the sub niche maybe we can take, or what's working, what's not working, and all of that. So having all this in mind, we started with one page. The first page, we outlined the 6 most important pages that we need to start with, and we outlined one, which is the homepage. So we started with the homepage. Sonia designed the homepage. She modeled redbubble.com. She took inspiration from there. We sent it to Micha. We talked. He said, it's great, except for one little thing. Right now is the quarantine, and they have a lot of work in eBay, and he is super busy, so he can't start work right now. But he said that he is going to start working after the quarantine is over. So I'm very, very excited about this project. I'm very excited how this is moving along. I think Lady Luck was on my side. As I said in my previous video, I'm not superstitious, but once you start working towards something very hard and you start to put energy and time into something, things start to happen, right? Like some things that are out of your control, it's like stars align and things start to happen toward you, like something good happens to you. And good things happen in this case is that first a friend of mine just messaged me, and somehow he's interested in this project and he decided to join, which is super cool. The second thing was that I got another friend to join, which is also super cool. And basically, we are working towards this. I think this is going to be super cool, super exciting. And yeah, this is kind of the update. We have the name. We are 3 people team now. We have the first page designed, and we are about to start building the website, the infrastructure. So yeah, that is all I wanted to say in this video. So once again, if you want to follow this journey along, because I'm going to be recording videos like this further as well. I'm going to be recording new updates. So I want to build a 7-figure e-commerce business, something solid, something very big. And from the very first day, I want to record every single video. Every single update, and post it here on my YouTube channel. And as you can see, this video is not edited. It's really raw. I'm not planning on editing this video, by the way. I just want to get it out there. That's all I wanted to do. And I'm doing this partly for myself, so I can watch at this later on down the line and see how stupid I am right now. But also, maybe someone is interested to see how things are moving along, how I'm starting, and how I'm attracting friends, and how we're moving. So yeah, that is it for the second part of watch me build a 7-figure e-commerce business. So if you enjoyed, drop a like if you like this update. This is gonna spread, but I doubt this video is gonna go viral on YouTube. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for 12.5 minutes of your time, and I will see you in the next one.